All right, we are back for another CSM20 interview. Today we're here with a first time candidate who has never applied for the CSM before. So we will see what he has to say about some different topics for my community. I just want to remind everyone that these interviews are partly to showcase this year's candidates so you can make a decision. And most importantly, it is so my community can make decision on its own ballots. So the candidates will put their best foot forward, and here we go. So why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Sawdeth Ternius, and I have been playing in Eve Online since 16th of October 2011, and I'm here to run for the CSM20.
Excellent. So who do you fly with?
I currently fly with Bob Volt at the moment, which is a wormhole corporation. We do low-sec PvP and just stay drama-free, you know?
Excellent. So you're running for the first time this year. Tell us about three of your campaign points.
Three of my campaign points is it involves my expertise in PI. Been seeing a lot of colonies that have been. Geez, where do I want to start with PI? To be fair, I don't see any other colonies out there other than my own. That's one of my campaign points. I want to point out to what belongs what in the on these planets across New Eden.
Okay.
So my second point here on my area of expertise is PvP. Yeah,
Okay.
PvP in general. Yes, my kill bar is not great. That's because it's my own doing. Solo runs means you're gonna get your butt kicked a lot if you don't know what you're using. Thirdly, I'm a big FPS first-person shooter enthusiast, if you can tell by the hat here, because we just recently had a conclusion to Eve and Vanguard Operation Nemesis.
Okay.
I love to see more of that in the future.
Okay. Fair enough. So we're going to start out by going over a few points from my community and what they would like to know about each candidate and their thoughts. And the very first question they have is, what do you think the biggest barrier is to new players undocking?
I was a new player once myself all those years ago. What keeps them to preventing them from undocking is going to be either they're nervous or they're just not too sure about the game and without proper guidance. Um, we got um, we got these new player systems that prevent the gankers from going in to cause a little bit of trouble. So, in order in order to give the confidence to for these new players to undock is to you gotta get your feet wet somehow.
Okay.
Just give it a try. Yeah.
Do you have any suggestions on how to get them undocked?
I would start off in a Corvette. Familiar yourselves within the controls of the ship, for example.
Wouldn't you say that the tutorial and the career missions already do that?
Yes, they can help you with that.
Okay. Um, so then, if the players go through the new player experience and the career missions, what else do you think can be done to kind of bridge the gap from that knowledge into getting undocked into other areas of the game?
So the air career path is I think is a brilliant idea for new players and returning players who have been away from the game for quite some time. Let's get them familiarized with the game the new player experience is not just for new bros. It can also be for returning veterans of the game.
Okay. So then, what role do you think fleets play in player retention?
Well, player retention, what keeps people away is there's nothing to do for them. But in my case, there's always something to do. You just gotta know how to reach out.
Okay, so do you have any if you became CSM, would you have any suggestions on, how to get people in fleets or drive attention to the organizations that are putting on fleets for new players or returning players or, players in general?
If considered, I would reach out to the new players who are a little nervous at first, though. But I would give them at least a week's notice, to convince them, to try out for the fleet. Whatever it could be. Could be PvP, could be mining, could be incursions, or whatever. Um, However, I would suggest, be patient with your new bros in as an FC.
Always great advice. So then, what tools or features do you think CCP should add to the game in order to help communities provide content to their players?
Well, Twitch and Kick, along with YouTube, are three good platforms to look into. But what if our viewers don't have either of those three at all? I mean, there's other platforms such as TikTok. I've seen Rumble for those who are on the American side, and I say just go at it. Look into the social media platforms and get your words and advices out there.
Okay. Do you think that toxicity keeps players from undocking?
Oh yes, they do.
Have you
As much
experienced?
as go ahead.
I was going to say, have you experienced this with any players where they have told you that they aren't undocking because of different toxicity?
I have personally experienced this in the early beginnings of my career in Eve Online. Nobody doing the new player experience and journeys that I went through back in my early days was a lot tougher than what it was today. So being toxic in general, there should be no place anywhere in New Eden or anywhere in the Eve community in order to have that around.
How about in 2025? Have you experienced much of it this year?
No,
So you
very
think
minimal.
so? It's gotten a little bit better.
It has.
Then, what kind of content do you think keeps players logging in?
I've been trying to answer this question myself since 2011, and there's just something about Eve Online that just draws me in like a moth at a headlamp, like an outdoor headlamp to the CCP house. Like I'm on the back porch, like I'm like attracted to the headlamp, which is called Eve Online. And I'd have no way to 100% give you an answer for that. I'm just keep on coming back.
Okay. How, if you became CSM, how would you encourage solo players to try to get into group activities? Is there something that you think CCP could do, or is there something that you could think about talking to the greater community about? What are your ideas on this?
Well, my idea on getting the solo players into group efforts is to I currently don't have an answer for that at the moment, though. But if I do ever get an answer within the next 5 minutes or so, I'll be able to give you a concrete idea of what is going on,
Okay.
what I can do to help.
Now you've been playing since 2011. Do you have an idea of a quality of life change that CCP could implement that would make players a lot happier?
Of course, I do have a few advices for those who are asking for help and what they want. I propose, if considered, I can talk to 1 out of 100 people within Eve Online in general. Just shoot me a question on what you want, and I can categorize it by what the people want in Eve Online and what I can do to bring to the table at CCP to see where the direction of the game should go.
Okay. Now we're going to switch a little bit more to community and culture. What is your definition of community in EVE Online?
My definition of community to Eve Online is the way you act in game, the way you text it in the chat, the way you talk on comms, and the way you listen, you see things, and honestly, what you have done for all the amount of time you played in EVE Online, I don't care about that. What I do care is how well you present yourself to the EVE community
Okay.
and how you conduct yourself.
So, did you pay attention at all to what went down in Providence earlier this summer?
Yes, I have.
So, what are your feelings on that summer campaign against Absolute Order, which the greater community characterizes as toxic? What are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts on the campaign in Providence is for those who are actually under the umbrella of Absolute Order, though, I'm giving you one chance to consider, what the community is saying against Absolute Order. And that one chance for you to reconsider is there is no room for toxicity in EVE Online. I mean, look what happened to the Imperium back in World War B2 or Vietnam when the community came together and actually started to kick the tail out of the Imperium at the time. And I fear that the same thing will happen to Absolute Order and its satellite groups within Providence. So this is your only fair warning.
Okay. Now we're going to get to my favorite part of these interviews. We're going to talk about specifically CSM related questions. For these questions, since you haven't experienced it, just try to put yourself into one of the CSM seats as if you were elected. So, with that being said, if you make it onto the CSM, what other candidates or candidate type do you think that you want to work with?
I want to work with a couple of CSM candidates who have been there for quite some time. Like I can name one person as an example. He is running for CSM20 as well. His name is Mike Azaria. I'm the person looking up to him for advice on how things work in the CSM.
Okay. What specifically about him thinks that you would like to work on with the CSM? What specific things does he bring to the table that you think would work with your platform?
I have not told him the 100% specifics of what I would like to bring to the table, though. There's just a certain vibe that I like about Mike Azaria that he brings into the entire EVE community. It's sort of like a gem within a rock, for example, and you may never see something like that ever again if things were to happen and he doesn't get into the CSM this year.
Okay. Now, a lot of times players think the CSM are going to go in and tell CCP how it is. What do you think your approach will be in showing player support for the issues that you bring to the table?
The issues I bring to the table.
Yeah,
A lot of people,
how do you think that you are going to show your support for those issues?
my comms, my DMs are open on Discord and in game. So I have a personal Discord server. I can address those said issues so that they can bring to me, and I can actually forward it over to what people are saying, and I will bring it to the table to CCP of how it is. Just don't be shy. Just express your concerns and questions. But
So,
all critical concerns that may target me or something like that, I will simply ignore.
so say players bring issues to you, how are you going to approach CCP with that?
Like I said earlier about the 1 out of 100 statistics, I'm going to categorize each question that each 100 players would say, and I'll add it to like a spreadsheet, for example, and what people want to see change throughout the year, and what we can do to improve the quality of life of Eve Online.
Okay. If another player approaches you with an issue that you don't agree with, how do you think you're going to handle that?
I'm just going to listen to what they're going to say. Yeah,
Okay.
just take it as is, and don't be too critical with them.
Okay. What do you think that you can do as a CSM that others that are running this year can't? What unique things do you bring to the table?
Well, for someone who is on the autism spectrum, I think that's a first on my end that I know of. To be honest with you, what can I bring as a first timer?
Yep.
I'm bravery enough as is, but just give me a chance and I'll do what I can.
Okay. So let's pretend that you get elected and you go to that very first meeting with CCP and your fellow CSM elects, and you find out everything that CCP is going to be doing for the next year during your term. Absolutely nothing that they are planning into their year has anything to do with your gameplay style or your expertise. What do you think that you're going to do if that happens?
I've been to Iceland before, and I'd be more than happy to go again. And I'm due to be at CCP FanFest event next year. And if they need me to come in a little bit sooner than that, if considered for CSM20, to see what kind of agenda for the CSM to bring to the table. If CCP has nothing to do with for the coming year, though, then that is a big problem.
No,
Not
CCP
only,
CCP will always have something to do, but
mhm.
their plans may be different than your expertise or what you expected them to do. So how are you going to interact with them? How are you going to be useful to the council if that happens?
How to be useful for the CSM council members. I'm more willing to adapt to what people want versus what I want. We had got to agree, kind of like the Council of Krypton, for example, in the Marvel Universe or
So
DC, whatever.
so do you think that say you're versed enough in nullsec to be able to contribute if they decide to continue on with the nullsec revitalization?
I don't mind revitalization in any security status, to be fair.
But do you have the knowledge and expertise to contribute to the conversation?
I do.
Okay. And second to last question. how do you plan on making sure that CCP continues to work on the projection problem?
Projection problem. Uh, Now that's a first in my personal experience on the CSM about projection. Could you reiterate what projection is for those who don't know?
Yeah, so projection is how players or groups get from point A to point Z. So, for example, you have back in the day, you had the goons out in Delve, and because of their network of jump bridges, Zerzak and Pokvin, they were able to get from Delve all the way down to Horde space in about 30 minutes.
Okay, yeah,
So a lot,
yeah.
the greater player base is wants this to be kind of limited a bit, where it makes it harder that they just can't go down and back. So this has been something that CSM, I'm pretty sure 16 worked on. I know CSM
Mhm.
17 worked on. CSM 18 worked on. CSM 19 we saw a few changes. So without a doubt, CSM 20 is going to continue working on this. So again,
Mhm.
how do you plan on contributing and making sure that CCP continues working on this?
Instead of Titan bridges, and the syllable gates or whatever they call them though, those player-made stargates, we should have like a network in order to that upgrades those those player-based star bases, or because there's not too many Titan pilots out there in this day and age, so I'll be more than happy to bridge other players or things. So that's something that to definitely work on.
Okay. So we have a little bit more time. Are there any questions that you would like to ask me about the CSM? Since, I sat on 18 and you're going into the unknown.
I currently don't have any questions for you at this time, but if I do have a question, I would definitely raise it up for you.
Okay. Then let's go into the final statement. Tell us why players should vote for you and why my communities specifically should put you on our ballot.
All I'm asking for is one chance for a one universe. And what I mean by one chance is as a new player for the CSM, all I'm asking for is one chance, to make everything that's designed specifically for your needs for the next coming year. And what I mean by one universe is we're all one community. Yeah? One community that helps each other out. And I hopefully will see you out there. And let's get something done together.
Awesome. I like that. The one community. So, just for your very last word, where can people find you if they have questions or want to bring up topics that you could possibly take to CCP?
I'm in at least 100 Eve Online related Discord servers, and so to cut down the jitter of or static of all the Discord servers, I will give you a link to the my personal Discord server, and we can minimize all the static and the fuzz about which goes what. I will help
Perfect.
you out.
Perfect. We'll get that down in the description of this video. And do you answer your Eve mail?
Eve mail.
Yeah, the
I
in-game
haven't.
mail.
I the in-game mail I have not answered in quite a long time, but I can dedicate my time in order to answer that for you.
Okay, perfect. So, people, if you have any questions for Sawdeth, it sounds like it's better to hit him up on Discord. And of course, we'll also link his thread for his official CSM candidacy in the description as well. Thank you so much for coming and interviewing. We'll get this up in a day or two.
Likewise.